Founded in 1997, the Wild Trout Trust is a registered charity that works to conserve wild trout throughout the UK and Ireland by encouraging people to protect and restore habitat. With lots of voluntary support, the Wild Trout Trust acts as a catalyst for national and local enthusiasm, stimulating hands-on habitat improvements at a community level. Dedicated to helping others to help themselves in the most cost-effective ways, the Wild Trout Trust is taking a lead in groundbreaking projects like Trout in the Town. The Sheffield Partnership for Rivers in Town Environments, or SPRITE, was formed in 2009 as a local branch of the Wild Trout Trust's Trout in the Town project. SPRITE is a community conservation group and includes a free membership angling club. Their aim is to protect and restore a heavily urbanised 2-mile section of the River Don, as well as keeping an eye on side streams and the rivers around Sheffield. SPRITE undertakes a number of habitat improvement works that benefit all wildlife, including frequent clean-ups and litter removal. Because the vast majority of SPRITE's initiatives are free to those who benefit from them, they rely on charitable funding to continue providing these valuable community services. In addition to hands-on riverbank activities, the Wild Trout Trust works with many local environmental groups and schools, providing the Mayfly in the classroom experience. Through this programme, pupils learn about healthy ecology in rivers and streams, as well as understanding the threats to these ecosystems. Pupils participate in the care of mayfly nymphs in simple homemade classroom aquaria, as Dr. Paul Gaskell explains.
So this is the setup that the kids have been using. It's really simple, and unlike the trout in the classroom setup, it costs only about £15 for an entire school's worth. So what we have is a series of plastic bottles and a very simple aeration system, and there's also a super low-tech cooling system that we have as well, which just consists of freezer packs that we put in there. The kids have a rota which they then get to change the packs every day. So they'll put one that's been thawed out from the previous day will go in the freezer overnight. Then they have, as I say, a rota where the kids come in, put it back into the setup, so it keeps the temperature below that sort of 20-degree mark, which is kind of important for the dissolved oxygen. They also have a rota whereby they check the aerations on every day, and they check for emergencies. When they do get adults, they get transferred into cold storage in the fridge, and hopefully, fingers crossed, what you get then, as in this case over here, is where the sub-imago will actually molt into the imago form of the mayfly as well. So all in all, it's a very cheap, very simple but very effective system, and it's available to any of the schools.
The culmination of the children's care is a release day visit to their local stream, which involves further investigation of the ecology of the river and its surrounding environment. Self-sustaining populations of native wild trout are great indicators of a balanced environment both in towns and in the countryside. Anyone can approach the Wild Trout Trust for help, advice and support. That includes individuals and organisations of all kinds. Apart from a contribution to travel costs, advisory visits and a subsequent practical visit are free of charge. And more than 90% of these visits result in hands-on projects successfully restoring habitat for wild trout and countless other species. Colne Water Angling Club has been working with the Wild Trout Trust to improve the habitat of the urban River Colne. One of the potential issues highlighted by an advisory visit was the deposition of sediments on spawning redds. Further investigation found that several rural areas of riverbank upstream of the town were suffering from quite severe erosion. A practical visit helped club members start a programme of erosion control by log and brash revetment. Larger logs are pinned in place securely using reinforced steel bars. These logs provide a solid base for the brash, a varied mix of branches and twigs. Brash is excellent for slowing erosion, as it serves to diffuse and dissipate the flow of water rather than attempt to redirect it using solid structures such as stones or walls. A year on from the initial work, the erosion is greatly reduced and vegetation has become established within the brash itself. It costs just a few pounds a year to become an individual member of the Wild Trout Trust. Club and corporate memberships are also available, and a growing number of people are making a lasting contribution through the Gift and Legacy programme. For further information, please don't hesitate to contact the Wild Trout Trust.